Hey there, welcome back. So in the last video we stopped at this demo component, so we'll continue with this demo component and see what components again has to be built for this demo component. Okay, so if you see here, this is what we should be building. So here we'll try to accomplish this one in this video. Okay, so we'll go to the VS Code. Okay, so before even starting the demo component, I would need the list of the prompts and their images. So for that I need an array of the prompts the example prompt. So first what we'll do is, like, in the source folder we'll create one folder called core. So in this again we will create a utils, and in that we'll create a file name called prompts.ts, which would return us the list of the default prompts and kind of like example prompts for us. Okay, so let me name this folder as utils, and then inside this write the file name as prompts.ts. Okay, fine. So here we will create one list of all the example prompts. For that I have kept a track in my just a second. I have kept them track in this note section, so I will attach this in the description and also the link to the GitHub remote repository, so you guys can refer. So for now I'm taking from here and we'll use that here. So this items array will consist of all the examples of our prompts. Okay, and then what we'll do, we will add the slug property for each item, so that we can see we can avoid the duplicacy of label time. Okay, so what I'll do here, I will create here one function. Let's name this as a prompts. Okay, let's export this directly. Export const prompts. Okay, and then loop through that items array and take this item. Okay, and then have the properties in each item as it is, and add the additional property slug. Okay, and we'll make use of the URL slug from the dependencies which we have added, URL slug. Okay, we'll import that here, that is import URL slug from URL -slug. Okay, so that is this one. So then we will give unique slug name for each item. Okay, so this is how we'll pass the item dot label, and if there is any space we will add the separator as the hyphen. Okay, so like this. So after this, these prompts will have the labels, prompt and slug property with the unique slug name. Okay, the label, if there is a space, it will be separated by the hyphen. Okay, so this is the list of the prompts. Okay, now we'll go to the demo section, demo component. So now in the demo component we'll start building the demo component. Okay, so here const demo, and here no input parameters. Okay, and then I would need a variable to keep track of at which index prompt I am at. So let's name this as a step. Okay, so I will use this useState variable. Okay, and initially mark it as a 0, and also the current prompt. Okay, I import this prompts from this just the utils just we have created, and initially we'll have the 0th prompt in the variable called prompt. Okay, and then the names of the characters, as I already told, the names was just this frictional names like this one, Omi and Saka. Okay, okay, and we'll define this as a const. Okay, and then the random index, like which the image prompt we should showcase? Is it with respect to Romy or Saka? So for that we will use the random math function to generate the randomly 1 or 0th index. Okay, so let's write that. Okay, math that random, if that is greater than or equals to 0.5, then I will assign the index as 1 or else the 0. Okay, this is just to generate random index. Fine. So now the actual the rendering part. So we will add the box component. Okay, so from ChakraUI, and then add margin left. Okay, margin left as like if it's a base, okay, 0, or if it's a large skin we'll add it as a 10. Okay, and width will make it as 100%. Width okay, we should give in this object. Okay, yeah, and width will give it as 100%. Fine. So this is the overall wrapper box, and inside this we'll have the one more box where it's kind of like we will use the wind ups. As I said, wind up children is nothing but like typewriter effect library, which gives us the flexibility to pass the content we pass, and for duration we specify. So kind of it's like a typewriter effect. Okay, so let me write the box here, the styling. Okay, for this width will give this as 100%, and then margin x in the x direction I would give this as an auto, and then font size will make this as medium. Okay, and the shadow we will give it as 0 or 14 pixel, like 40 pixel and 10 pixel in 4 directions, and then color will give this as B5 FF D9. Okay, this color will give it as a for shadow, and then 5 pixel, 10 pixel and 7 pixel and black. Okay, this is the shadow. Fine. Now border radius, the radius we will make this as medium or medium only. Okay, and then padding by direction we will give it as a something like a 2, and padding x direction will give it as a little more 3, and background color will give it as a white. Okay, fine. And a border width I'll give again it as a 1, and a border color will give as a gray color. Okay, light gray color. Okay, yeah. So here now we will have that wind up children, which gives us the typewriting effect for the prompt, which we are going to make use from our prompts list. Okay, so let me use that component, that is wind up children, and then there is callback function in this on finished. So here for every thing we will change the step so that the different prompt will be seeing in this box. Okay, so if this step is the last one, that is in the last index in the prompts list, we will assign step as a 0, or else we will increment the step by 1. Okay, yeah, simple. Okay, fine. And after this we will give the text that we want to see on that screen. Okay, and this is prompt, that is nothing but current prompt, and we'll split by the comma. Okay, yeah, we'll split by comma and take the first one. Okay, so this is this, and we'll pass it for something like 4000 milliseconds. Okay, so if you want you can change here as ever to whatever time you want, and then finally we'll close up the wind up children. Okay, for now let's use this to whatever the demo component we have built. Let's try to use this in our hero component. So if you go here, okay, so here I will use the demo, and you will see the effect, the changes in the screen. Okay, so let's use this demo. Okay, I didn't again export. Okay, export default demo component, and then go back here, then use the demo. Okay, demo component. And now let's go back to the edge and see what the output. Okay, you see this is the thing I was talking about. So on the prompt, you see for every 4 seconds you will see the fresh prompt typing in this box. Okay, this shadow and the border color and all we just have added in our demo component. So we'll go back to our VS Code. Okay, so you saw that. So going back to the prompt. So this wind up children, this is the result of this was the text you were seeing, that is coming from this component, and this box is adding the border color, I mean border radius, and also the shadow. You saw the color of that. So this was coming from this box. So we have wrapped up this wind up children in this box. So that's the result of the thing which we were seeing on the screen. Okay, fine. So that is completed. So now next we should go for the next part. So just beneath this we'll add one more motion box. Okay, this motion box is nothing but, okay, you will see the why we are adding this once I write this. Okay, so I will import the motion box from framer motion. Okay, so what we'll do here, we will create one object here like motion image, and use the motion from a motion framer motion, and you wrap our image component from ChakraUI, and the same thing we'll do for motion box as well. Okay, so here we'll make this as again motion of box component. Okay, so this again I should import from image, I should import from ChakraUI React. Okay, yeah, so now we'll use that motion box just beneath our this wind up children, and then add some styling for this. Border right as 1 pixel, and then border color we'll make this as in a gray color, so something like gray 400, and as a span like HTML tag. Okay, and the background will make this as a white, so it has to be in string format. So let's, okay, and then margin left will give little margin left as 1, and then animate what will give it as an opacity as 1. Okay, and then initial will make it as a 0. Okay, and then exit opacity will make it as 1, and then transition will add transition, repeat I'll make it as infinite, so infinity, and then duration will go for 1.4, something like random number. Okay, and there is still error. Okay, I'm naming convention motion box. Okay, so now if we check the you will not see much here. This was added to see the transition effect for infinite duration. Okay, so yeah, so that was this. Now the thing pending for us is the this next thing. So here the images are static images, and also the animation of random images. Okay, so now we should achieve this. So for that, what we'll do, we'll go back to our VS Code. Okay, and then beneath this box we will add one flex which is in the horizontal direction, and try to finish up that component. Okay, so here I will add this flex component. Okay, and justify content will make it as space between, so that there will be space between the left and the right row, and margin top will give it as little margin top, so that there will be space between the above thing. Okay, and padding right will give us a 6. Okay, fine. So inside this first we will give first box for the 3 images you saw, right? So for that, what we'll do, we need a separate component. So first we'll create one component for one image, and then wrap all those one image in one more component, like in 3 images in different angle, rotating in different angle, and then we'll use that component here. Okay, so first we will design this for the component for one image. So let me go to the home section and then create one component called, let's name that as let's whatever it is, like I'll name for now it as avatar thumbnail. Okay, uh, yeah, avatar thumbnail, and make it as an tsx. Okay, fine. So here we will define that component, that is avatar thumbnail. Okay, and then here input params will passes the source of the image and also the other props, and here we'll define the type. Okay, source would be of type string, and then also all box props we will import. Okay, so this has to be imported from our ChakraUI. Okay, so box and also box props. So I'll import from, yeah, so this is this, and okay, and then after this, yeah, so here we will have one box and make this width as like let's make this as some 80 pixel, and then shadow will make it as large. Okay, and overflow will hide it, so that is hidden, and then border radius medium, and then pass all the props of box component. Okay, and then inside this we'll use the image component, okay, of next. Okay, yeah, this one, and then we'll use the name this as, let's name this as avatar, and then source will pass whatever the input params we received for this component, and the width and height will make this as 80, and height also will make this as 80. Okay, and then this unoptimized. Okay, fine. So this is the avatar thumbnail component. So we'll export this here, export default avatar thumbnail. Fine. So this is the component for a single image, and then we saw that there was 3 images, so we'll create one more component where we will use this component to create those 3 images. Okay, okay, so let me name this component as like something like avatars placeholder. Okay, so I will create the one more component called avatars placeholder. Okay, and name this as avatars placeholder.tsx, and then use the same name, avatars placeholder, and here the input parameter for this will be character. So based on the character we pass, the images will be showcased. So here for now we will make the character as either of this, that is either this one or Saka. Okay, fine. So now we will construct those 3 images. So here we'll use that avatar thumbnail we just created, and the source we will pass the what we'll do here is we'll pass the link to our images. So here in the public folder, in the prompts, we have the based on the characters Romy and Saka, we have the images here. So what we'll do, we'll give the this URL, this location URL. So based on the character, the prompt image would be displayed. Okay, so here the if it is in public folder, the starting location would be the folder name, that is prompts, and then the character name. So here character we have defined as Romeo or Saka, so based on that it will go to that respective folder. Okay, and then the data set, there is one more again data set, and based on that it will display the image we passed. So for now we have three images in each data set, that is 1.png, 2.png, and 3.png. Okay, and then and also the will give the transform of property. So here we'll ask it to rotate it by 10 degrees. Okay, fine. So this is the first image, and the second image same, the avatar thumbnail, and here again source would be same here, so just the numbering will change. So I'll take it from the above. Okay, so yeah, so here the numbering would be 2, and okay, and then here we will give some styling. Here left will give it as an 80 pixel some styling, and a top also will give it as 40 pixel, and then transform will transform rotate in the negative 4 degree directions. So that is okay, and then position will make this as a absolute. Okay, so this is the second image, and then finally one more image. So source again remains same except the number. So source, okay, and then here the number would be 3, not 13, 3, and then for this we'll transform it by rotating in negative 5 degrees. Okay, yeah, so this is the component ready, which we can use it in our demo component now. So we go back to our demo component. Okay, and here in the flex first box we will use that avatars placeholder component which we have just created. So I will import that and then see what the output is on our screen. Okay, so we'll wrap in this box component. So we'll make width as 100%, and the position I'll make is a relative. Okay, and then margin left will give it as some number 10. Okay, and then finally here we'll use that avatars placeholder. Okay, again I forgot to export. Okay, so export default avatars placeholder. Okay, so now we'll use that here, avatars placeholder, and here the input parameter was a character. So this depends completely on the index. So here we created a random index based on random method random function. If it is greater than 0.5, we'll assign the index as 1 or else 0. So based on that it will take the values from this names array. Okay, so that is the character we are giving. Okay, and then finally we'll close this. Okay, and then check the output in our screen. Okay, so now if you go back here, so you see here this is the output of that avatars placeholder. Okay, so here based on whatever, so now it was based on whatever the angle you wanted to rotate, you can change the transform property. Okay, so now that was done, so we'll finish up this section. Okay, so going back to our code, the only thing is pending is the the right part. So here after this box, okay, we will write this. Okay, so we'll use here animate presence component from frame on motion and give mode as weight. Okay, and then here the motion image which we have created above, this one motion image, motion of box. Okay, and then pass the key as the prompt label. So I'll pass this as prompt label, and then initially the location of that, we'll mention it as x as like -30, and opacity will make it as 0, and animate property, what we give it as 0, and then opacity as 1, and then exit location again will give x as 30, and then opacity as 0. Okay, and then transition will give it as delay of 0.2 seconds, and then she will give some shadow for this. Shadow will give it as 2xl, and then border radius I'll give this as 3xl. Okay, and the width is like, let's give some 14 rems, and the height also will give it as 14 rems, and will give vertical stacking z index as some 10, and then the halt will give this as a prompt label. Okay, and then source, as I said, any random, so the path is same, that is prompts, and then the name, character name, that is names of index. Okay, and then this slug, which will make use of the URL slug, so I'll import that first. So here import URL slug from URL slug. Okay, and then we'll use that function here, URL slug of prompt.label, and here separator was hyphen. Okay, and then here the complete name was png. Okay, yeah, so yes, so that is pretty much it. So did I miss something here? Okay, let's wait, let's check. Okay, I didn't close here the thing. Okay, fine, so this is it. Now if you go and see the output, we should be able to see. Okay, fine, we are not once again, let me refresh. Okay, fine, there is some mistake, so let me go back and see the source URL I gave is correct. Prompts, then names index, and then URL slug, prompt.label, separator. Okay, we gave here bracket. So now if you go back, yes, the URL of the image location was wrong. So now if you see, this is exactly what we wanted, right? Okay, so that is what we achieved. So now you might ask the question like the animation presence and all. So if you go to the framer motion and see the documentation, you'll understand like once you spend a good amount of time, you will know the component and these attributes to use and all. So there will be clear mention of how to use the respective attribute. So this is the demo component. So this is it for this video. So in the next video we'll continue with the slider section, that is this part. So we'll try to finish this component in the next video. Okay, so this is it for this video. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more coming videos. Thank you.